What's up, y'all? So, I just did a video about what it means to have gate 12 defined in your body graph. Gate 12 is in the throat center, it's the gate of caution. Actually, before I dive into that, I'm Sable Danielle, a human design coach, and I'm just here to provide a little more insight and clarity on human design from my own personal experience. So, my last video was about how having gate 12 has impacted me and how I communicate, and how uncomfortable it is for me to communicate sometimes, and the pressures I feel to communicate and how I communicate. But also, there's more that goes into that. So I'm a projector, and I have a 2-5 profile. So I'm going to talk about that today and what that means and how that has impacted me, and also how learning about that energy has helped me in my life and in my self-discovery journey. So let's just dive in. So I'm a projector. My role here is to guide through my experiences. And the key to me guiding is to wait to be like recognized for the knowledge that I have, or being recognized before I just like drop all of this knowledge. Because if I'm dropping knowledge on ears, like deaf ears, basically, ears that did not ask for my knowledge, they're not really going to take that in and use it as wisdom. It's going to be like, why are you telling me that? You don't know everything. I don't care right now. I didn't ask you for that information. And then it's like, I ain't even hear anything that you just told me. So then, from my perspective, I get like bitter and like resentful and like, what? I have all this knowledge and I'm just sharing this with you to help you, and like, you don't even give a fuck. Like, you're not even valuing that. You're not valuing me. And then it goes into this like whole crazy spiral if you're not in alignment, right? It's easy to go into that spiral as a projector. So our strategy is to wait for the invitation to share our knowledge, to like share our wisdom, share our opinions, and share our thoughts about what other people should do, because that's not really any of our business. So our business is, we've had all of these life experiences to take these nuggets of knowledge that we've learned from all of these experiences in the past, to just have them to plant seeds for people. And when people are ready to water those seeds, then we can provide that for you. So that's basically the role of a projector. The not self theme of a projector, like I said, is bitterness, or like basically being resentful and kind of bitter about not being valued or not feeling seen or recognized or acknowledged or appreciated, to the people around you. It's easy to get caught in that loop. But on the opposite end, the signature emotion is success, feeling recognized and valued. And so that's when you know you're in alignment, when you feel those ways. When you don't feel that way, then you're maneuvering from a not self emotion. Okay, so let's move on to the 2-5 profile. I'm a 2-5 profile, so the second line is the line of hermit, and the fifth line is the heretic. And so the hermiting line, line 2, anyone that has line 2 in their profile, you crave alone time, and you need that alone time in order to process, self-reflect, grow, evolve, evaluate, rejuvenate your energy. All of those things, like, alone time is very important and necessary for you to recharge. So there are times where you may feel like you're social and you want to be outside, but then also that could potentially be draining for you, depending on how much you're talking, how many people you're around. The energy of the environment around you can be very draining. So it's like in spurts. You're out there social for a little bit, but you need your time to come back and be alone and do you, and just kind of like not talk, sit in solitude, think about whatever you need to think about without being impacted by any external energy. That's very important to me. And I have learned to let people know that that's important to me. I used to try to like fit into the pressures of feeling like I need to be social all the time. Like, go out, have fun, you have this one life to live, and you have all this, like right now, you don't have kids, and da 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 da, like all these reasons to be outside. I don't want to be outside that much. I want to be outside when I want to be outside, and I want to be outside with the select people that I want to be outside with. Or doing what I want to do. Like, I enjoy outside time, but I enjoy my alone time, and being at home almost more than I enjoy that. And that's no hit against me, that's no flaw. That's just something that I've learned to embrace about myself, rather than feeling like, what's wrong with you? Why do you always want to be home? Or why would you rather be outside by yourself, like hiking with the animals or on a road trip by yourself? Like, I love my alone time. I enjoy going to concerts by myself. I've learned to enjoy that, where I used to feel super awkward and like uncomfortable being alone, but it's shifted. I embrace that, and I've learned to let people know that that's something that I value. So if you're in my life or I'm important to you, you need to accept me for me, and accept the fact that I'm going to hermit sometimes and then I'll pop back out. But that's part of who I am. But line 5 is the heretic. I'm also a practical, like, problem solver. I offer innovative solutions. And then also, people may project unrealistic expectations onto me. And so, part of me being a projector, I sometimes project onto people, and then people often project expectations or thoughts or opinions and things onto me, and that's something that I have to deal with. That's also part of why I like my alone time, so I don't have to feel like I'm being projected on all the time with expectations or pressures to be some type of way, do some type of thing, act some type of way. Like, all of that are things that projectors feel on a daily basis anytime they step outside or in anybody's energy. That's the name of the game of being a projector. So, understanding that about yourself is gonna play a huge role in how you show up for yourself and how confident you feel about who you are naturally, without trying to fit into the pressures of, like, what society thinks or how everybody else, seemingly acts. So that's a huge thing. So I mentioned gate 12, the gate of caution. This is the gate of thoughtful expression. You intuitively sense the right moment to speak, and you can articulate profound emotions, ideas, and creativity very easily from this gate. There's emotional depth from this gate. Your voice carries an emotional resonance, and people can feel deeply moved by your words. Also, caution, hence the name, Gate of Caution. You may hesitate to express yourself if the timing or audience doesn't feel aligned. And so that also can turn into overthinking and hesitation and feeling pressure to speak when you probably shouldn't speak, um, just because people are around you. Like, you don't have to speak just because it's quiet or just to fill up space. And that's something that I have learned. Like, there's value on your words when you use your words appropriately and when they should be used, not just because there's space to use them. And so, challenges with this is like, it's just uncomfortable sometimes, and people can often misunderstand you, or you can even misunderstand yourself, because you're so caught up in when you should speak and how you should be speaking, and trying to make people comfortable with you speaking, that you're so unaligned with your communication that is fucking uncomfortable for you and the people around you. And that's why it's so important for you to honor who you are, honor your voice, honor when you want to speak and feel like you should speak, rather than trying to fit into that pressure. Because no, thank you. Also, the profile 2-5 is a projection field. I'm a projector with a 2-5 profile projection field. I'm seen as someone that has, like, all the solutions. I can provide all the answers. I can be the fixer. And yeah, I can. I overthink everything so that you don't have to, but also, that's not my job. It's not my job, so I shouldn't feel pressured to do that for everyone. But I have the ability to do so. But I don't have to always fulfill that. So, like, that's something that I struggle with too. being selective about what I'm giving and what I'm providing. So some tips for success as a projector with 2-5 profile, gate 12 defined. Honor your strategy, wait for the invitation, wait for the right moment to speak, when it feels aligned, when people recognize you, when you feel like you should speak. Create space for your hermit nature, set boundaries around your alone time so that you can recharge and deepen your connection to your natural talents, your intuition, and just ground yourself and just like feel less chaotic. Use your sensitivity to timing to ensure that your words align with your inner truth, like when you're speaking, what you're speaking about. Wait until you're emotionally clear before speaking and making decisions, and don't just give in to the pressures of speaking. Clearly communicate your boundaries and capabilities to prevent burning out or feeling overwhelmed um, from all these like unrealistic expectations that might be projected onto you in your relationships, whether it's platonic, family, business, just everything. Everyone that you come into communication with in your energy field as a 2-5 profile or as a projector, you need to like set boundaries against those projections and communicate. So just watch out for becoming bitter or resentful. Like if you're not tapping into your human design and you're not honoring your human design, you're not honoring the timing, and you're just trying to fulfill the pressures of expectations or, things like that I mentioned earlier, you'll be maneuvering from a not self theme. So don't get caught up in that. Don't get overwhelmed from projections from the 5th line of your profile. And don't get caught up in hesitation from gate 12. Don't get too silenced by being, caught up in your head about when you should speak. And don't get burnt out. There's also a couple of journal prompts I wanted to share. So, where in my life am I receiving recognition? And how does it feel to be seen for my gifts? What invitations have felt most aligned and how did I respond to them? How can I trust my sense of timing more fully? And when have I held back from speaking and how did it impact me? And then for my hermits out there, this last one I want to say is, how can I set boundaries to protect my alone time? So those are some things to look out for, pay attention to as a 2-5 profile and a projector, and also someone with gate 12 defined in your energy. So that's what I got for you today. Tap into the next video. Thank you for being here. And if you want to know your energy type and you don't know your energy type, I do have a free calculator, sabledanielle.com/getmychart. And open enrollment is coming up in February for one-on-one energy coaching with me, self-discovery coaching with me. We'll dive into this and I'll be your cheerleader, your support system for 3 months. You'll get a free energy guide, personal energy guide, which is over 20 pages. Just lots of goodies to tap into and utilize during your own self-discovery and healing journey. And I can be someone to hold your hand on that journey. So I will catch y'all on